As we rise to the gift of another day that the Lord has given us, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you into our devotion time that we have with the Lord each and every morning, Monday through Friday, usually beginning around 6 a.m. And a couple of days ago, I was talking to a brother, and we were talking about, he asked me a question of how do you distinguish the voice of the Lord when you're confused about something, when there's a decision you need to make or a pathway that you feel like you want to take, but you really don't want to do it if it's not God's will. But how do you muddle through the confusion and get to clarity? And so this morning I do a devotion on that, of how to move from confusion to clarity. Because if we're honest, life is full of voices. We hear them all the time. Some whisper to us and some shout. They come from the news, social media, friends, family, even deep within ourselves, if we're honest. And at times, these voices, they create what I call a tangled web of confusion, leaving us uncertain about what is true, what is right, and what we should be doing and believing at that moment. I personally have walked through seasons of deep confusion, moments when I didn't know if I was making the right decision or not, trusting the right people or not, or believing the right things, or even on the right path that the Lord would have me on. And if I'm honest, there were times I wanted to take the easy path and believe that whatever I felt like was good at the moment was good enough. But the words of 1 John 4 verses 1 and 2 remind me this morning that not every spirit, not every voice is from God. Listen to what it says. It says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Hereby know ye the Spirit of God, that every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is of God." I want to make a note right there that it does not say every voice that says Jesus Christ is Lord, is come in the flesh, is of God. It says every spirit. And that's very important, because this passage became an anchor for me many years ago when my thoughts were clouded with uncertainty. It teaches a simple yet profound truth that I'd really like to share with you this morning. Not everything we hear, not everything we feel or even think is from God. So we are called to test or try the spirits, to measure what we encounter against what God's truth is. A few years ago, I found myself at this crossroads, and I had a big decision to make. One that would affect my future, my relationship, my faith, my family. On one hand, I felt drawn towards a certain path because it seemed promising, it seemed logical. But on the other hand, there was something in my spirit that felt unsettled. People around me had different opinions. Some encouraged me to take the opportunity, insisting that it would probably be a blessing. Others cautioned me, telling me to be careful. And then there was this inner battle that I had. I don't know if you've ever had that, but I have a lot of inner battles sometimes. Was this truly God's plan for me? Or was I simply chasing something that looked good, but wasn't really for me? And I can remember sitting in my quiet time one night, exhausted from the conflicting thoughts that were going through my mind. In my frustration, I'll be honest, I was frustrated at the moment. I prayed, "God, I don't know what's right. I don't know what's from you, and I don't know what isn't. Help me to see things clearly, because I only want what you want from me, nothing more and nothing less." I remember praying that prayer. And then it was as if something was nudging at my heart. I felt led to open my Bible, and that's when I came to this verse these two verses I'm sharing with you this morning. 1 John 4, 1 and 2. It was a simple yet powerful reminder to just test the spirits. So I started asking myself a few key questions. Does this align with God's will? Does it draw me closer to Jesus or pull me further away? Does it bring peace or does it bring anxiety and confusion? Is it rooted in truth or wrapped in deception? And can I live without knowing what it would have meant to say yes to this moment? Slowly, clarity began to come, and I realized that while the opportunity looked confusing on the outside, it was actually very, very clear in the light of God's Word. But it required me to step out on faith in ways that I had never done before. The confusion was actually my emotions playing on my fears rather than my trust in God. So that night, I made a decision. That decision led me to begin the work that is now Sunrise Chapel. In the months that followed, God opened doors I'd never expected, ones that were undeniably from Him. So John's warning in this passage isn't just about personal decisions, it's about the bigger picture. See, we live in a world where many false voices claim to speak truth. Some sound convincing, even spiritual. Some say Jesus was a good teacher, but the Bible declares He's the Son of God who came in the flesh to save our souls. Some say truth is whatever we feel, but God's Word says He alone is the ultimate standard. Some promise peace and happiness apart from Jesus Christ, but true peace only comes through Jesus Christ, because He not only offers peace, Jesus Christ is peace. So it's easy to be led astray when you aren't anchored in the truth. And that's why trying or testing the spirits is vital today. Just because something sounds right doesn't mean it's right. And just because something is popular doesn't mean it's right. So today, I offer you just a simple truth. Believe in God's truth. Walk in God's truth and say to the Lord, Lord, I don't want anything that you don't want from me. But if you want it from me, I want all that you have. And I will try the Spirit to see what's of you and what's not. And I will trust that the voices I hear, you will make sure that I know which one is yours. Today you be safe, you be strong, and you be blessed. And my prayer is that you will move from confusion to clarity very quickly. You have a great and wonderful day, and Lord's will, we'll see you back here again tomorrow.